Alright guys, this video will be about Chris Bosh and a appreciation to what he has done for the Miami Heat. Now I'm very late, but I just resurrected my YouTube channel, so I usually do a lot of appreciation videos about past Miami Heat players or present. You know, I did one about Udonis Haslem, Alonzo Mourning. Of course, you can't find them because they're on my older channel and they're all deleted anyway. You know, I forgot to put them in my flash drive and save them and re-upload them on this channel, but it's neither there or here. It doesn't matter. I can get them. I can remake a UD video and Alonzo Mourning and in the future and make a D Wade video, but I'm gonna make a Chris Bosh video. Now, Chris Bosh is a guy that is very humble. He has done a lot for this organization. He was very big. He was a very big piece to the Big Three. Without him, that Big Three thing would have never worked. He was a guy that wanted to play with D Wade before LeBron James even talked about coming to Miami. As you all know, most people and some newer Heat fans think that LeBron James was the one that came here second with Dwayne Wade, then Chris Bosh joined. No, actually, Chris Bosh is the one that joined the Miami Heat. Then LeBron James joined Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh to make the Big Three. Now, Chris Bosh, when he was his last year in Toronto, he was a double machine. I don't know the exact stats, but he was averaging. Don't quote me. I think it was 25 points maybe and 10 rebounds, something like that. But he was a double machine. He'd average a double for that season. His career stats are 19 points and 9 rebounds, but for that season alone, he was averaging a double, a freaking monster. I think he led Toronto to the playoffs 2 times in his tenure with them. Obviously, he won 2 rings with the Miami Heat and been to the finals 4 times. So, yeah. In 2011, we're gonna go. I'm just gonna go year by year. 2011, when Chris Bosh joined the Miami Heat along with LeBron James, Chris Bosh had to sacrifice his stats in order to make this Big Three thing work. Because you couldn't have 3 guys that wanted their stats. It wasn't gonna work. You have to have 3 guys can't have the ball like that. Someone has to sacrifice. And Chris Bosh more to even Dwayne Wade sacrificed the most. Obviously, LeBron James didn't sacrifice because he's LeBron James, but those 2 guys sacrificed. Chris Bosh to a more extent. Chris Bosh sacrificed a lot. He became more of a spot-up shooter. And in 2011, we obviously lost to Dallas. More to do to LeBron James' meltdown, but Dirt and Whiskey, he was just a monster. I'm not gonna lie, he destroyed Chris Bosh, Dirt and Whiskey. Chris Bosh couldn't do anything with him. Then you had UD guarding Dirk, but that's off the topic. Chris Bosh, he was okay in the 2011 season. He wasn't his best. He was still trying to adjust to the whole Big Three thing. So he wasn't, I think he's part of the reason why we lost in 2011. Obviously, LeBron James is, but Chris Bosh shouldn't have a fully role there. He was trying to adjust still to what they wanted him to do in Miami. But, let's fast forward to 2012. In 2012, the Miami Heat won the championship, and it's big part due to us getting Shane Battier, of course, but also Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh found his role in 2012. He became more of a spot-up shooter. He added the three-point game. He ran the floor more on the fast break. We as a whole ran the floor more, but, even Chris Bosh was running the floor as a big man more. A combination of all those things helped. Chris Bosh, interior defense. He had good pick-and-roll defense. He got some key rebounds in that series. He was a good shot blocker, good rim. He was our number 1 rim protector other than Joel Anthony. Chris Bosh was the more, he protected the rim the most. So Chris Bosh in 2012 was a big part of us winning. He spaced out the floor and took Ibaka away from the rim. You know, little things like that is the reason why this big three thing was successful because of Chris Bosh and his brilliance. And the thing about I'm gonna skip out of this for a little bit. Kevin Love. The reason why I think Chris Bosh is way better than Kevin Love because he knows how to sacrifice and he plays defense. The thing about Kevin Love is he doesn't play defense or to the extent of Chris Bosh. And you know, guys like Kevin Love and Chris Bosh is when they sacrifice, their offense is gonna go down. And the reason why Kevin Love when Kevin Love offense went down, he didn't have anything else to show for it. He just really one dimensional. Chris Bosh is a way better two-way player than Kevin Love. And that's why Chris Bosh worked better with a big three than Kevin Love does. So, kudos to Chris Bosh for that. He can play defense also. He had more in this game than, just shooting the ball and rebounding. He can play defense also. Now, I think, shit. No, that's next year. We're going to fast forward to 2013 now. 2013, when Chris Bosh went down with a abdominal tear or something like that, we weren't struggling per se against the Indiana Pacers and Boston Celtics, but it was hard. But when we were down 2-0 to Indiana Pacers, Chris Bosh returned that year. No, he returned in the middle of the playoffs, got us some points, and we beat the Indiana Pacers. Little stuff like that Chris Bosh has done for this Miami Heat team has really helped us. He was very valuable in that series, and it got us to the 2013 finals. Now the 2013 finals is really when people really appreciate Chris Bosh. I've been appreciating the guy, but Chris Bosh in the 2013 finals when he got that rebound, that key rebound, he dished it out to Ray Allen after LeBron James missed a shot, of course, predictably. He got their key rebound, dished it out to Ray Allen. Without that rebound, without Chris Bosh, there's no title. I can tell you that right now. There's no 2013 titles from the San Antonio Spurs if Chris Bosh doesn't get that rebound. Forget about the Ray Allen 3. That Chris Bosh rebound is the key. And then he had that key block on Danny Green right at the end to solidify that game in that series. Little things like that is the reason why I appreciate Chris Bosh. His defense, his rebounding, his spotting up for threes. What more do you want from a power forward like Chris Bosh? And then 2014, that's when it goes downhill, of course. Chris Bosh wasn't, in the best shape. Dwayne Wade wasn't healthy. I can't give LeBron props for this. He was trying his best, but, it just didn't work out in 2014. I think we got very complacent and, we didn't really try hard in that series, honestly, and we were out of shape. They let old man outrun them in that series, and that's why we lost. 2015, of course, Chris Bosh was, that's when LeBron James left, and it was just D Wade and Chris Bosh and a bunch of youngsters. That's when Chris Bosh was, more of a bigger role in offense, and that's when Chris Bosh was told or asked to be more assertive on offense again, which he was. He was assertive, man. He was getting 10 rebounds a game, 19 points a game. He was getting a double-double. He was helping us out big time. And then, as we all know, Chris Bosh goes down with the blood clots the first time around. And sad to say, those blood clots pretty much end his career. I think he's basically retired now. Then the next year, he has a good first half. And then again, I think he was an all-star. Yeah, he was an all-star 2 years. And then again, he gets the blood clots. So injuries like that, ruin good players like Chris Bosh. Health conditions like that ruins good players like Chris Bosh. Because Chris Bosh, I tell you what, if he was still playing in the NBA right now and he was with the Miami, he would obviously be with the Miami Heat. I think we would have went farther. Our record would have been way better than last year and the year before that. I think the year before that we would have beat Cleveland, and then this year definitely I think we would have got to the finals. We probably would have got destroyed by Golden State, but it's neither here or there. But Chris Bosh, he is a Hall of Famer, definitely first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he's he's a great scoring power forward. He's done a lot. He has 2 rings on his resume. He's gotten his money from the Miami Heat, and what more can you say about him? I know. Chris Bosh is very appreciated with the Miami Heat organization and fans, especially me. This guy is a professional, and I just hope he has a great life after basketball. Him and his wife and his kids and his new kids. He has some new kids early this year. I just hope Chris Bosh enjoy his retirement, and if he does return to the NBA, I hope he's cautious about his health issues. Chris Bosh will get his jersey retired with the Miami Heat. I have no question about that. Number 1 will be CB1 will be retired, and it will go in the rafters one day, along with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James and UD. So that's my appreciation video for Chris Bosh. He's done a great thing for the Miami Heat. He's helped us bring 2 titles down to South Florida, and I hope he, like I just said, I hope he enjoys retirement and his family. And Chris Bosh, you the man. You're a legend, man, in the Miami Heat culture. And thank you. I hope one day that he can get, just like Shane Battier got and Dwayne Wade will get in the future. I hope Chris Bosh can find a Miami Heat can give Chris Bosh a spot in the front office. I think he will be. He's a very smart NBA player. He's very smart. You hear him talk before. He's very smart and articulate about the game of basketball. I hope the Miami Heat can give him a spot in the front office one day. But yeah, Chris Bosh is a Heat lifer, man. He really is a Heat lifer, and yeah, that's all I have to say. This is Heat Lifer 305 out.